So today it's gonna be like a vlog kind of video. I say a vlog video. I'm just gonna take you to my local library. So because the weather has been like really hot, especially yesterday, all this week I've not kind of took the trip to the Derby City Library. So I do have a local one, but I always go to that one just because the hours are a lot like better and longer, whereas this one's definitely community run. So I'm gonna head off. I've got a book to take back, which because all the libraries are connected, if you doesn't have, you don't have to take back the book which you took back, which you borrowed. So for example, this book I borrowed at the Riverside Library. I don't need to then go to the Riverside Library to take it back and take it back at any other library because they're all connected, which makes it interesting because then there's like always like a refresh of books and stuff as they like swap between them. So yeah, I'm gonna head that now. It's currently like 10 o'clock in the morning. It feels like there's a breeze outside, so that's a good thing. But again, it's only like what, 15-minute walk, 10-minute walk. So yeah, not that long, and it's not as hot as it was yesterday, which was like 37, which is just a pain. I can't deal with the heat because of the medication I'm on. I used to be fine with heat, but on my days it makes things 10 times worse, 10 times worse. So yeah, I was thinking of maybe changing, but apparently all antidepressants are like that. There's others that cause it more than others, but I don't fancy swapping around. So I don't know. I just didn't expect this summer to be as hot as it usually isn't. But yeah.
It's me. Yeah.
So in the end, I only picked up 2 books, mainly because I've already got quite a few books on loan already, and I only saw 2 that I wanted to pick up. So I've not been in that library. Actually, I have. That's a lie. I have. I'm not borrowed books in that library since I was younger. I forgot I have been in there. During a prayer and fasting, I decided to go in there to study, and yeah, anyway, libraries aren't the best to study anymore because they're not quite, they have all sorts of functions going on, and it's like today it was like it's quite busy. But yeah, so not the great. If you can study with noise, it's fine. But if you study like me, depending on what I'm studying, I need it to either be completely silent or my headphones need to be fully charged where I can listen to kind of music. I know it's a whole thing. Like if it's noisy, if I'm at the library in town, if it's noisy, I can still read as long as I've got headphones on, listen to music. I know that sounds a bit weird, but I find that not as distracting as noise around me. I don't know, it's a thing, but a bit tough. Marco's Got Money Troubles. This may sound familiar. I've seen clips from this on Instagram, but basically it's like a TV series. And yeah, and I saw this as a book, so I thought, you know what, I'll read the book. And then I've not seen the TV series, and then I picked up the Penguin's Book of British Short Stories. I have found with this one, there's a bigger, so each library is going to be completely different. As you said, it depends, the books all swap around and everything. But with this one, they've got a bigger collection of classics, and then when I say bigger, it's still quite small, but it's a lot. It's a bigger compared to the one in town, and they've got a bigger like craft section. But yeah, and they're a little bit less. They're more lenient, so their children's area is like upstairs, and they're not as kind of strict as who can go up there and sit up there. The one in town, bearing in mind this guy clearly had learning difficulties, this woman told him, oh, you can't say it, it's only for like children and carers and stuff. And he was reading like a children's book, and you could tell he probably has learning difficulties. At that point, like, I wouldn't have necessarily told him he needs to move. Like, do you know what I mean? It's kind of like you kind of have to judge. I don't know. Anyway, it was an awkward encounter. Anyway, but anyway, so yeah, and obviously the one in town's a lot bigger. But yeah, so those are the two books. I'll show you the books that I've currently got on loan, my other books. So the books I currently have loaned, so I Cure for Darkness by Alex Riley. I'm really enjoying this one. I might actually buy this for myself, but basically it's in the history of depression and what they use to kind of try and cure it, and the whole like research and stuff like this. I know the reviews, people thought this was going to be more of like a biography kind of thing, but I do like how it's literally an informative story of the history of like treatments and discoveries of illnesses, not just depression but other like mental illnesses like schizophrenia and stuff like that. So I'm enjoying this one. This one, the religions book, this one I actually reserved. So a reservation is like 53 pence, which may seem a lot, but they will actually, if so for example this was at the LSG library and I reserved it to pick up at the Derby City one, and they will take that. I don't know if they ship it or someone drops it off, but either way they will then get the book to your desk, to the library that you asked it to be. So that's a good thing. But yeah, this one's a very interesting one as well, very insightful. And this one, Sleeping Without Lights on, the Unsettling Story of Horror by Daryl Jones. I Feel Your Pain by A.M. Ellis. Now this is a young adult, I think. No, teen. This is a teen book, but it did sound very interesting. So I thought, you know what, I'll give it a go. I'm not buying it again. This is why it's so good to have, like, be a member of a library, because you can try books that you wouldn't necessarily go for. That be genre or whatever. For my case, teenager and young adult, because you're not actually buying it. And then if you like it, you can buy a copy if you want to. But I really like this premise. It sounds very interesting. But basically it's the idea where people who have pain, they can like move, they can have like a carrier that will take that pain away, if that makes any sense. But I can't remember to read the whole thing. But yeah, so yeah, you can basically transfer your suffering to somebody else who's willing to be a pain carrier. So yeah, that was an interesting premise. This one, Seduced by a Sociopath by Chrissy Handy. I'm actually not sure if this is like a true story or not. I can't remember what section I picked this up. It might be, to be fair. But again, it's kind of like you fall in love with a lunatic kind of situation. And then the Katie Price This Is Me biography. She's done loads of biographies, but I saw this one, so yeah.